So Ncuti Gatwa apparently has won an award, Best Actor award, which I find a bit strange because he's not a very good actor. Full winners list here. I'm kidding. Who was the other? Ncuti Gatwa, Doctor Who Battle. How did he win for Doctor? I just assumed it'd be something else. How did he win for Doctor Who? That was what? It was epically awful. What? Again, I just assumed it was something else. Man. Again, look, Bafta, like most of the entertainment industry, mainstream industry, is just completely out of touch and worthless. I do not understand how on earth Ncuti Gatwa wins for Doctor Who. Must be some kind of lobbying thing. Right? It must be. Okay. It's not even like he's Welsh. I guess because it gets filmed in Wales. I see Philip Glenister and go, oh man, could we not have another Life on Mars series? I like that. Right? He was a great character in that. Oh, and yeah, I always got confused. Is he the same guy who played what's his name? The android from Caves of Androzani. I think it was his brother, but it looks like a very young version of Gene Hunt. Oh man, the American version of Life on Mars had the worst explanation in the world, and I'm watching The Sopranos again right now, basically because I was watching Penguin. I'm going, I don't really like this. I'd rather watch The Sopranos than watch something like this. So I kept saying that. I said, why don't I just watch The Sopranos? And I did, and now I've got sucked into it. Love it. Oh, thank you. We had Michael Imperioli, the guy who plays Chrissy. He co-starred in it with Harvey Keitel, the American version. And they wrapped up the series after 12 or 13 episodes because it wasn't working. And they say, and you could see him hating saying this line where they explained everything. So when they're on a spaceship and their AR and their like sleep unit, whatever, to keep their minds busy while they went to Mars or wherever it is, got broken. They got sucked into that. And now they're arriving at that planet, and they said, oh, yeah, this is going to be a great, to search for genes or something. They said, yeah, this is going to be a really great gene hunt. Oh, God, it was awful. Oh, that was actually awful. Anyway, I digress. What's this? Dr. Anita confirms another Mrs. Flood twist coming soon. Who gives a shit? She still has another twist or a turn. Okay. She's a mysterious character that we're set to uncover more about in season 15, and now Anita Dobson has revealed there are more twists in store for Doctor Who's Mrs. Flood. Speaking of fans at the film and Comic Con in Cardiff the past weekend, and Dobson said, at the end of next year's, you'll know everything about Mrs. Flood. Even at the end, you will know everything about. She went on. Even at the end of next series, there's a line that she says, and I thought that's a little bit odd to say at this point. Even though at this point she still adds another twist and turn, you're not quite sure. You think you're getting one thing. I don't know. Whatever it is, it's probably going to be really disappointing and boring. She's always keeps a few things in her pocket. You never quite know where she's going. It's nice to create a bit of mystery. At the end of season 14, Hoover's and otherwise. Again, this is another awful failure of no, I don't want to continue reading, right? Of the current era of Doctor Who. Episode 8 of Radio Times strip, The Perceptions, is currently up for sale. That's cool. That is cool. Written by Gary Russell, drawn by Lee Sullivan. Did they ever put these out in a like a reprint? I'm kind of surprised they didn't. Like, I could look Doctor Who magazine keep desperately trying to find things to put out to sell, right? They like just desperately keep doing it. Fine, go away. Is there any other good Doctor Who news? A look by the rate, we just did that. Cutaway Comics interview. Okay, Cutaway Comics I like a lot. Crowdfunding Spotlight, Harry Home, an audio drama featuring Doctor Who star Nicola Bryant. And Celestial Toy Room Angrew, 25 walks. What's this? Celestial Toy Room Annual. Walks Your Way. Oh, so this must be like the Doctor Who magazine, the Doctor Who fan club annual. Right? I guess. I wonder what the production values are like. That's it. I wonder how much they are. This is Dwas Online. 2024. Well, do you just... Oh, so you just get it as a PDF? Why don't they do a print on demand? All right, wouldn't that make a lot more sense? I'm glad it's still got that kind of fanzine-y look. How many pages is it? Well, this is kind of impressive. Why don't they do a print on demand one? 200 pages? Yeah. This is so stupid, right? They could just... Yeah, I mean, they could just print this really easily with, I don't know, there's so many. Amazon Kindle printing, right? 200 pages, make it, I don't know, 8.5 by 11. It'll look great. They could even do it hardcover. And again, they don't need to put any money up for that. They could just... I wonder how much it would be. I did a full color one recently, and it's about $30, right? That's weird. Why not just? I just don't understand why they just don't print it, or at least print it on demand. So that's another thing. The Blake 7 production. Why didn't they do a softback version of that? Again, it'll be so much cheaper. It'll be like probably about $15, $20, if that, right? Right now it's like 60. It's again ridiculous. I don't want to tell you. What's this? Apocalypse War? No, they keep going back to the old stuff in 2000 AD. And yeah, this cover is exactly why I don't buy 2000 AD anymore. Oh, look, it's a female hero on the front cover. I wonder if it's mostly female heroes. Judge Dredd the Hater. Well, they've got to keep Judge Dredd in it, right? Although it might be more about, what's her name? Judge Maitland, who's this female accountant. It's so boring. The Stunning Brave female hero. Nightmare New York, Stunning Brave female hero. What's this? Brink. Now, Brink had a Stunning Brave female hero before it was that popular. This was actually a legitimate strip, but now it's just lost in the sea of stunning and brave female heroes. They're doing a lot more Rogue Trooper now because they got that movie coming out, and Garth Ennis is writing it. All right. Fiends of the Eastern Front. Yeah, no, the first one was great. The sequels they did about 30 years later, not as good. British Treasury Comics. Yeah, no. Tour of Duty. No, already got that. Scream. 40 Years of Terror. Yeah, they're reprinting this, I understand. All right. Got something nasty. Features the Diamond People's catalog. Okay, so this is a reprint, right? Yeah, it's a reprint. It's the first 20, the entire run of 20 issues. Okay, fine. See, this is Doctor Who news. We always run to do anything else. than Doctor Who news because nothing's interesting. Bleeding cold because nothing's going on. Doctor Who has been floating with supernatural years, but not in such an insanely poor way. Now, okay, it's long been my contention that the reason this era of Doctor Who is so breathtakingly awful, and I would describe it as breathtakingly awful, is because they're mostly concerned about their stories rather than telling stories. And here's a real paradox, because season 25 is coming out, which I think this, along with the Ian Levine AI animations of the missing episode, by far the most exciting thing going on. This one really, really does look good. Happiness Patrol really suffered from it being studio bound, and it looks like they've done an incredible job to make this into a much bigger story and add new elements to it in a way that really, really genuinely works. But here's the thing. It was such an obviously queer story, right? Really tapping into the zeitgeist of the time because, we had, what was it, Clause 28? Which, I was a student at Garson. You repress the gay people that badly. Oh, it's so terrible. That you were... as I recall, it was started off by Brent Council, which has always been super lefty, right? And they had had to redraw it because a man and woman dance together, man and man dancing together, and a woman and a woman. I was like, and it was fuck up. I know you're gay as well, but again, I was a young student at the time, so and in definite in the gay community of the 80s, they were with that right. That's I've said many times the best thing Russell T Davies has written. And I think he's written many really, really, very, very good pieces. Is it story of in I think all its detail. This story was feeling that they were quite rightly. Helen A was Thatcher. It wasn't very subtle at all, but yet still, I don't know why is this working where something like Rogue isn't. I'll tell you why, right? Because the fundamental premise of making television then was making entertainment, right? And if you had something you had to be in the book, you're being on around. As long as you're making the entertainment, right? But you writers today, they're not talented enough to do it. You know why they're not talented enough? Because they haven't worked hard enough at it, essentially. That's what imposter syndrome is, right? When you haven't I don't feel I should be here. You're right, you shouldn't, right? You totally don't deserve to be there, right? And you got there because you've weaponized identity, including many of the contributors to Doctor Who magazine. Right, which I think is one of the reasons the quality has really, really gone down the hill. Same with Big Finish, as I said. This week in Big Finish, right? There's two things that I was listening to. Where is it? There is. Where'd it go? It's over. Is it at the back? Yeah. So I'm listening right now to the Stuffer Legend, their live. It's not the live version. And it's not bad. It's a lot of fun. It's a romp. It works on many levels. But then I'm taking my time going through it. But then I already own this, right? I bought it when it first came out, but I downloaded it because it's easier to use it, from the app. And I thought I can't stop listening to it. This one's really well written, and you actually are engaged with it. And it's so weird because it's so rare that happens nowadays, right? And I just think it's because the quality of writer is much, much higher these days. Let's have a look. So let's have a look about this new version of it, which I think is going to be awesome. And again, so I think this proves that it's not queer Doctor Who that is pissing me off. It is shit Doctor Who that's shit because it's only queer, right? Next comes the Happiness Troll, the oddest of the oddball adventures. Yeah, that was a who was it? That was a John Nathan Turner expression, and it got a lot more oddball. When Andrew Cartmel joined, which he used to call it something different before that. But this oddball means it's good to be totally high, and most of the season was oddball. Right, Remnants of Daleks, no. Hamlet's Troll, yes. Silver Nemesis, well, no, but being very high does help that. And Great Show in the Galaxy, definitely oddball, right? Fantastic, great direction by was it Alan Wearing, right? Which has undergone considerable facelifts with seasons made by box set, right? Each episode is now about 30 minutes, says Pete Matee. That's exciting. You know what? I hope they remastered the title sequence because it really needs it. Because it's so jarring seeing the title sequence when you're watching it like Ghostlight, and it's like a handbrake. Right, whoa! It's the title sequence just doesn't match the Lady McCoy run. Oh, yeah, that's something I would do. So we've added 15 16 minutes minutes of extra footage. Now it's basically a four-part story. It's a 90-minute version in total. Okay. Was there any thought of actually creating a whole fourth episode? No, says Pete D. That's quite a good move, because these episodes are weighted to have a big beginning, middle, and end. There's not quite enough material for that. If you did, you would have to make each episode short, which would throw the cliffhanger out. Well, why didn't you just do a movie length version? I think that probably would have been better, right? And they're actually quite good cliffhangers in the story. What the good? I can't remember the cliffhangers. I do remember them being quite good though. So no, that was never really a consideration. But I think the Happiness Roll was the most extended of any Doctor Who story, more than Curse of Fenric. Wow. Even Silver Nemesis. You can shorten Silver Nemesis. It's fine. No one's going to complain. Has the most footage back. So it does feel like a brand new story. And it's been completely recut. Part 1 in particular, all the scenes are in different order, which means it flows a lot better. And then with the new effects, it really does feel like a brand new experience. I mean, it does. I mean, I love this. This is it really is cool. And you really get the feeling of a full colony world. Like I love the additional low signs on the sides of everything. Just clever, right? Just clever use of the technology they have, right? Which I'm very happy about. Brandon said it's such a funny story. There's nothing about it. I like these new posters they made for this. All right. It's such a funny story, as unfortunately a lot of the humor ended up having to be cut from the original version. Okay, for time reasons, they kept in the plot and cut a lot of the character and humor stuff. Oh man, this could be really a lot better then. And I love this. I mean, oh man, do I have the? There is one of the greatest scenes. This was one of the scenes that said this is a qualitatively different Doctor Who, right? I'm not sure if I have it as an MP4. Let me look. Do I? But it really was one of the greatest scenes ever. Where is it? Doctor Who. 20. We go to 7th Doctor. Happiness Patrol. Oh, okay. I think it's in episode 3. Let's see if I can find it, right? What was the cliffhanger? This cliffhanger they just opened up from? Oh, Ace being taken to the auditions. Trevor Sigma there. Well, he's trying to find these 2 snipers. It was like an extra scene they added in to give them more of a runtime. No, okay, not episode 3 then. Let's try episode 2. Because this to me was very similar to when Capaldi came out on the tank at the beginning of what's the cliffhanger over here? The Candyman. Candyman's about to kill the Doctor. And again, I really like. This is a great villain.
The old sweets, but sweets that are so good, so delicious that sometimes, if I'm on form, the human physiology is not equipped to bear the pleasure.
I don't know why people freaked out. I like this. Looks creepy. This looks very Doctor Who to me. Very postmodern. The solution of putting lemonade on his feet to make him stick to the ground. So that's more of a what's the name? Traumorgus. Is this it? Is this it? I remember there was a lot more added into the novelization. That's what was the 2 characters. Oh, here it is. This is when I knew that Doctor Who had really changed in a very good way.
Hello.
Easy, come and say hello. He's looking for him.
Get back. We'll use the gun.
Yes, I imagine he will. You like guns, don't you?
This is a specialised weapon. It's designed for roof duty, designed for long range. I've never used one up close before.
Let him go.
No!
No. In fact, let him come a little closer.
So you are.
And the tragedy of this is it was... this is really excellent TV. And the people making it, like people, they had no idea. Like they had no idea they had a genuine gem on their hands that I think would have been popular.
Why? Scared? Why should you be scared? You're the one with the gun.
That's right.
And you like guns, don't you?
He'll kill you.
Of course he will. That's what guns are for. Pull a trigger, end a life. Simple, isn't it?
Yes.
Makes sense, doesn't it?
Yes.
A life killing life.
Who are you?
Shut up. Why don't you do it then? Look me in the eye. Pull the trigger.
Who directed? Is this Chris Clough directors or Alan Waring? I can't remember.
End my life.
No.
Why not?
I can't.
Why not?
I don't know.
No, you don't, do you? Throw away your gun.
I mean, honestly, just so much authority, just like dripping out of this. All right, I love this story, and again, the fact that it is a queer story, and it genuinely is, and it's so organically Doctor Who, whilst at the same time as reinventing what Doctor Who is, while being really, really, again, authentic to what Doctor Who is. It's everything the current era wants to be, and I think they got it by just a little bit of subtlety, right? Just a little bit, speak like I don't know. You decide. Right, which do you think is a little bit more on the nose? We have this, or we have, where is it? This.
I tell you what, when we both get...
How did he win Best Actor? He can just play horny black gay bloke. That's literally it. right? He did, and he's honestly, this is the best actor you got in Wales. Really, I'm not overly impressed, darling.
Out of this, let's argue across the stars.
Yeah, I know how to play a corny black guy. Yeah, I know you do. All this.
And so you have been sentenced to the severest penalty decreed by Helen A.
I'm glad.
I'm happy.
Oh, so creepy. Anyway, fine. How you doing? Dan. But my tongue did. I couldn't get the word Dan out of my mouth. Really, it's so weird. I see you have another sneaky Ian Levine stream tonight, or pre-record tonight. That's going to be awesome. The first one, so good. Oh, and I think Ian Levine has a lot to say. Right? He's probably more relaxed and more, off the leash. if he can get more off the leash, I don't know. Anyway, fine. There's some great moments with the Candyman. Lots of great Helen A material that's never been seen before. Lots of special Sophie interplay. Full frontal Sophie and Sylve action. It's just great to have it all back and having the story feeling as big as it should. In opening up the world, I think, that's the thing I'm really most excited about. We've been able to give it scale that it didn't really have before because it was so confined to television, and now it feels bigger and bigger and better than it ever has. It was a massive project. The amount of special effects done in there were, and it's not something we could repeat very often. And I think it's something you need a round of applause for, right? This makes up for Joe Grant and the Lesbians of Doom, right? And Lesbians of the Deep, I should say. Why was this adventure single out for such a lavish maker? Because it's queer. Because let's be frank, right? That's the only thing that matters nowadays. Well, the story lends itself really well to doing something special with it. Pete explains because it's because it's not the most loved story, but I think we're a bit more licensed. If you try to mess around with remembrance too much, I think people were, you're making a very good point there, actually. Will be out with their pitchforks. And I would join them, frankly, because it's a classic story and you don't need to mess with it. Whereas Happiness Patrol, I think you have more of a free hand. That's an interesting point of view. I kind of hear what they're saying. I like that they're filming model shots for the and for Blake's 7 box set, which is coming out the month afterwards. One of my favorite things about the new version is that we'll be able to create a death scene for the Candyman. Oh, yeah, that happened off screen. It happened off screen before, but now it happens very much on screen. I pushed VFX artist Chris Thompson really hard for the shots that we needed to deliver that. Oh man, I'm really up for that. Yeah, it was a bit of a trial and error, but it really works, and we've been able to add a whole bunch of shots. We've been able to put fondant surprise, darling, in pipes. Darling. I tell you, I got plenty of fondant surprise in my pipe for you, honey. And I've re-edited it completely to make it feel much more a tense chase sequence. Plus, I've added some extra dialogue for him in the pipes. It also really helps. Okay, very exciting, right? Very exciting. And again, I love how they've opened up this stuff. Right, and for me, this feels more authentically outdoors now than, there was called the volume wall, the video backdrop thing they were all excited about in Boom. Right, this is much cheaper and looks a lot better. Also, I felt the ending never landed on television. I don't really remember. Pete adds, it felt a bit rushed, so I've been able to tweak that slightly and make it feel more like an emotional payoff. It actually kind of worked out okay, didn't it? I'm really happy with this version, and I hope that it would make the late Graham Curry's dead. I'm sorry to hear that. Proud because he deserves to be. Okay, well, let's have a quick look what's on this before you flip the page. So there's a commentary with Sophie Aldred, Andrew Cartmel, Chris Clough, Graham Curry and Dominic and Toby Adoki. Well, he can't die that long ago because Toby Adoki's been doing it for like the last 10 years or so. Happens film making a documentary when Worlds Collide documenting Girls, Girls, Girls documentary originally included on Paradise Towers DVD. Delete and extended scene, isolated score, audio, music. Okay, so the new one is Behind the Sofa, Nicola Bryant, Janet Fielding, Sheila Hancock, Bonnie Langford, Sylvester McCoy, Wendy Pabry, and Sarah Sutton. Okay. In conversation with Matthew Sweet, Sophie Aldred. I thought they already had one. No, okay, those are excellent. Those are always excellent. When Sophie met Leslie, I don't understand this at all, right? With Leslie Dunlop reminisced with Sophie Aldred about making Happiness Patrol. She was the hottest of the Happiness Patrol. Hottest and youngest. Going live excerpt, Seth McCoy, November 88. Newsnight excerpt, how Doctor Who took on Mrs. Thatcher in 2010. I'm amazed people didn't, like, it was literally 22 years later that people noticed, right? Okay, so that's the PDF stuff. That's all cool. 3 extended episode restored in HD, new visual effects, 5.1 sound. Chris Clough in conversation, Matthew. Yeah, I bet that's going to be good, right? Sculpting visual effects with model maker Stephen Mansford. I wonder why Sue Moll's not in it. Right? I don't know. And that must be one of the new effects of, that because that fondant surprise looks fake in the background. Oh, no, now it's on to Silver Nemesis. All right, again, so I think this is worth being excited about. Now, they premiered this sort of, right, at the BFI, British Film Institute. But they sent the original version, not the new version. And of course, it had a drag queen. I'm so sick of there being fucking drag queens fucking everywhere. To me, this is a sign of the ongoing degeneration and perversion of society, right? Again, if you like to be a drag, that's fine. Don't get me wrong, but please, let's be clear. It's a kink. This is not an identity. It's a kink. Richard Unwin enjoys the day. Did Richard Unwin have a meltdown at me one time? I think he did. Right, because I was like going over his Gallifrey 1 article. And of course, drag queens fucking everywhere. Can't move for drag queens. Oh, you hate drag queens? No, I just hate that only being drag queens. Can I have people who aren't drag queens for once? How about that? No, gotta have extra drag queens, otherwise you hate people. Okay. So BFI said, speak to programmers Justin Johnson and Dick Fiddy. Okay, Dick Fiddy is a made-up name, right? I'm Dick Fiddy, baby. Yeah, I bet you are. Listen, if Dick Fiddy was a real name, he'll be Richard Fiddy. I'm Dick Fiddy. He's got to know how that sounds about putting these on these popular events that people hated. They were mad as hell because they didn't have the new version. It's Saturday, 31st of August, and Keir Starmer had already slid into complete socialist totalitarian control of Britain, being perhaps one of the worst prime ministers of all time. No, being the worst prime minister of all time. The main centre of the South Bank Institute in the South Bank, in London South Bank, awaiting a special presentation along with key members of the cast and crew. About 400 fans have gathered to watch the brand spanking new edition of Happiness Roll. But they didn't, right? Which has been put together with the upcoming season 25 Blu-ray box set. With cut scenes reinstated and all new visual effects added, this extended edit has been extremely eagerly anticipated and not showed. Are you not going to tell everybody they didn't show it? Holy shit. Yeah, people freaked out because they didn't have it. As has become a tradition with the BFI streamings over the years, presenters Justin Johnson, head of programming, and Dick Fiddy, who just likes head, archive TV programmer, warming up the audience with a light-hearted quiz. Prize includes a selection of Doctor Who Blu-rays and what Justin generously described as a BFI exclusive build-your-own Candyman figure a bag of licorice all sorts. Okay. Why is it that we always got to have fans inserted in these pictures, surrounding scared-looking, minor actors? In the direct-to-video drama Zero Impediment, which character does the Sylvester McCoy play? Asked Justin. The crowd falls silent until a lone cry emerges from the somewhere out in the audience. There's a general delight and thunderous applause as the crowd realizes the voice belongs to Sylvester McCoy. That's clever. It turns out that he doesn't actually know the answer to the question. I can't remember either. Well, let's 1 second. Why don't we do this? Sylvester McCoy, Zero Imperative. He plays Dr. Colin Dove. Linda Lasardi's in it. Oh, say no more. Oh, Linda Lasardi. I always fancied her way more than Samantha Fox. Right? How'd you look now? Hey. But, this is why I like the 80s. That must be 2010s would be my guess. Yeah, no, Linda Lasardi always way turned me on more than the much more famous Samantha Fox. But they all got that, that smile expression down right. Like, they know exactly how to do it. Anyway, I digress. This has distracted me. Where is it? Fine. So Doctor, whatever it is. The crowd thought, is Sylvester McCoy. It turns out he doesn't know you, but a little bit of prompting. He satisfies the quiz masters and is awarded a prize. What did I win? What did you just win? Asked Justin from the stage. Shooty, cries Sylvester McCoy triumphantly. Really? That's a bit of a booby prize, mate. I think Dusty Bin is better. If you're going down the road, do you remember Denise Perry? I do not remember Denise Perry. 1 second. Denise Perry. Let's see if I recognize. Obituary. I still don't recognize her. Glamour model from 78. Yeah, no. This was just before my time, right? 83. Prime spanking rabbi material. Now, right now, not so much. All right, what are we up to? So he's holding up a slightly new season 1 Blu-ray set, like it's a hard. He's talking about not Hartnell, Shooty season 1. Okay. Next team producer of the new edition, Justin, joins Justin and Dick on the stage to introduce the rework episode, while Helen A. actress and Sheila Hancock is okay. They haven't mentioned they sent the wrong version. People were tearing up the chairs. They were pissed. The audience is really buzzing. Eventually, lights dim ties the roll. Everyone's okay. He's doing a build-up. Okay. Starts to play, and that's odd. What we're seeing what looks like a lot like the version broadcast in 1988. Maybe it's new bells and whistles don't come in until a bit later. We're a few minutes into part 1 where the picture freezes and the lights come up, and there's a confused members from Justin Wilson. One takes the stage with profuse apologies. A bit of mix-up, and that we were indeed watching the original version. People are disappointed for about 30 seconds. I heard a lot longer than 30 seconds. I mean, having Sylvester McCoy there probably helped a lot, right? Sylvester McCoy is just freaking awesome live. And it was after cancellation. So I'm going to say Panopticon 1990. Or maybe it was 88, right? because when Sylvester McCoy was there, and he did this great routine when he came onto stage. It was like first the TARDIS was on stage, and then first smoke started coming out of it, right? And then Sylvester McCoy like bounds out of it, being Doctor Who essentially, and clowning around, playing the spoons everywhere. I mean, he's just so great with a live audience, right? Just fantastic. And I just don't see like Ncuti Gatwa or Jodie Whittaker being good with a live audience. They don't seem smart enough to improvise, other than Ncuti giving you a blowjob, which I don't think that seems to be his go-to thing, right? Probably how he got that Oscar, that Bafta. People are upset for 30 seconds. I heard a lot more than that. And then opt to make the best of the situation, settling back to watch a superb piece of television in the company of the brilliant people who contributed to it. In between episodes, model maker Stephen Manfield has joined on stage with the actual Fifi puppet to delight all. Yeah, that was a great puppet. In fact, I would say Happiness Patrol, was that the bridge to the new, more bonkers Doctor Who that we have, the modern one? I'm actually going to say yeah. Right. Look, they were floundering around with season 24. I think, not really knowing what they were doing, and they kind of like they were in the right direction, but it didn't really solidify to season 25. All right. But I think this new modern Doctor Who very much informed the revival, the 2005 revival. Fine. The impressive main panel that follows the screening sees Justin discussing a story with actors Sylvester McCoy, Sophie Aldridge, Sheila Hancock, as well as script editor Andrew Cartmel and director Chris Clough. Everyone agrees Happiness Patrol has stood the test of time rather well, having been re-evaluated over the years, is now regarded as the classic. I would say so, actually, yeah. Classic, classic text, true believers always knew it to be. Dame Sheila Hancock is particularly impressed with what she's seen. It's incredibly now relevant now, isn't it? Well, that's kind of scary. No, it was relevant in the late 80s. It's irrelevant now, but we're being screamed at is super relevant. It's very relevant now. I mean, it really is. I got really engrossed by it. I was looking for a composition. Looking at a composition, occasionally it looked like a piece of modern art she enthused. Well, again, you don't realize how much standards have fallen. And those standards have really only fallen in the last 10 years. I don't think that. I just think that it was stunning to look at. I really do. And I kind of understood why you're all such fans of Doctor Who. That's a moral content out there. It really is. It's subtle, but it clouts you. And it really is subtle. I mean, yet very obvious, right? We got a new fan, Sophie, spreading her arms wide in a gesture of welcome. But the thing is, current era Doctor Who, it's not moral. It's designed so people can be validated. Right, their weird morality can be validated. What they've done to jazz it up, asked Sheila about the special edition. The version that we didn't see, Justin explains the updated edit will feature new and improved special effects, freshly shot model work. Do the go-karts go any faster? Asked Sophie cheekily. Hopefully not. Referring to the rather glacial getaway that her and Sylvester McCoy make them. Yes, they do. That's the unexpected answer. Pete Mateague from the audience. Much Sophie's delight. Okay, I'm really looking forward to seeing what they actually did. But again, why is everything based around a drag queen? And Sophie, I know your son's a drag queen. That doesn't speak well to you and your husband's parenting of that kid, right? This is not a normal outcome. I mean, it's fine that they have this kink. I don't have a problem with having the kink. But, it's not like, well, hey, that worked out well. The panel is followed by a signing where exclusive postcard art prints available to those who haven't had their fill of the Happiness Patrol, of happiness. They can make their way to the bar for the quiz of Rassilon. Today, there's a set of questions all about confectionery in the series. A picture round based a picture round based around Smiles, and guest hosts include Toby Adoki, a drag performer Izzy Edge, who dazzles. I'm not dazzled in a full Helena cosplay. Okay, I wish you would understand. Most of the world finds cross-dressing immoral, right? Most of the world, right? I'm not saying lock anybody up because that's my personal, morality. Live and let live. You do you, I'll do me. But like when we lived in a multicultural society, which people, I guess like the whatever the name of the guy who wrote this is, Richard Unwin, right? When we lived in a multicultural society, we worked hard not to shove our differences in each other's faces, right? Our ideological differences. And that's really one of the ways it really worked. And I think eventually, you had the Christian world begrudgingly going okay to, we didn't really have any choice, to same-sex marriage, right? And that's where you just should have stopped. But no, because again, I don't think it was about getting rights for gay people. I think it was all about dominance and pushing control, right? There's a seemingly unanimous feeling that watching the original production on the big screen was lovely, communal experience, and they still got the extended edition treat in store. No killjoys here. We'll have no trouble here. A few years later, D11 catch up with Justin Johnson and Dick Fiddy. Hello, Dick Fiddy. There's no beating around the bush. We get straight down to the pink elephant in the room. It reflects very well on Dr. Who's that everyone was very good-natured about it, says Justin, of the change of advertised program. I was a bit shell-shocked when I came on stage, but people shouted out that they were okay with it, which is really kind. Honestly, that's really the best, I would say, reaction of it. That I could... that I could think of. It really was a genuinely strong, good reaction. Yeah, because like, what are you gonna do? Okay, you're not getting the new edit either way. It's not gonna happen. You're gonna wait to everybody else, but you got all the stars there. You got this prick here. Enjoy the classic story, I guess. It was human error, explains Justin. We were just trying to work it out. Had other files been delivered? And become mixed up, or did we get a disc? Could we get a disc courier over? There was nothing they could do in that moment. It was just really unfortunate. And it reveals the BBC and BFI are planning a free screening of the episode for the ticket holders at a later date. Well, you can't say fairer than that. I'm sorry. I know people want to see it early, whatever. Mistakes happen. I think that's very reasonable response. Why has it never been a what's it called again? Not Planet of the Daleks, the one before that. They shot it around the South Bank with the Draconians. Doctor Who and the Space War was the name of the book. I can't remember. Anyway, why did they do an event based around that on the South Bank? There were. How do they say which stories spotlight the BFI events? That decision is made alongside Russell Minton, I'm going to guess. Look at me! Got my geek pride out there. And other people at BBC Studios who work on the box sets, explains Justin. We screened Remembrance of the Daleks in 2013, the part of the 50th anniversary celebration. I love that story. And they were never, so we were never going to repeat that. The conversation has always been Happiness Patrol and Greatest Show in the Galaxy. Running links to the fact as well. I think there's a lot more work done in the new edition of Happiness Patrol. There are some things that predominantly mix up with 6 or 7 episodes, Justin. We showed Mind of Evil when it's restored to full color, and we have to say 6 episodes was a slog. I bet you it was. Another fact, well, again, that was probably before people, Netflix and chilled, all day. Another factor to consider was who we might be able to get on stage as guests. Yeah, I guess that too. Yes. That was the thing about Sheila Hancock's experience, attended as a surprise. It had already sold out, and it was a brilliant lineup. I thought it'll be. I thought how brilliant it would be if she rocked up as a surprise. She was a superb guest. Again, yeah, I think is this on the? No, it's not on the disc. She kept everybody on their toes, both before in the green room and on the stage. But they normally post these online, the BFI. She had a great time and thoroughly enjoyed herself between episodes. Between episodes, she said, "I think maybe I will do that signing." Okay, so she got into. I think the infectious spirit of fandom probably did carry her over, right? Signing. I told her that she didn't have to, but she said, "There's been such an incredible response from the audience here. It's the least I could do." Oh, okay. She went into saying, "I'll do it just a little bit," and she virtually the last person there. Good for her. We didn't announce Fifi was coming either, and if there's anything we can do on the day to add something a little extra that people are not expecting, then just makes us a little happier. M is glad that Justin and Dick are happy. Is Dick happy? Dick's happy. That we're very happy, and imagine they're very happy. We're glad. Happiness very much has very much prevailed. Yeah. Okay. So again, this is pretty darn exciting. I have to say, I'm up for all this. Man, that's a nice Sylvester McCoy print. Look at that. I like that picture. So that's why, yeah, I just wish they all didn't have their head in their arse so much about politics, right? And whatever social, whatever it is you want to call it. I really wish that it wasn't all revolving around that. And we could have an event without a drag queen, right? Drag queens used to be adult entertainment in pubs in afternoons, right? It's like I wish we could have an event without a drag queen. Yeah, maybe the people who like drag queens should remember they're not the only people in the universe. In fact, they're a teeny tiny minority, which I think they do know, right? They know that very well, which is why they want to have a drag queen in fucking everything. Oh, a nightmare. What can I tell you? Okay. That's a great picture of McCoy with Bertie. Well, McCoy has great pictures, right? My name's Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.